AITA for wanting to break up with my GF after finding out the truth? I am a 30M and my GF a 29F have been dating for 2 years now. I recently took my GF on a getaway weekend. Nothing fancy, just a 4-day weekend to the Hilton Hotel, going on fun outings she mentioned she wanted to do, like ice skating, dancing, painting and other fun activities. I am in love with this beautiful woman. Before we started dating, we worked at the same job together and been friends for a long time. I soon grew a crush on her because she was so cool to talk to and be around. I was also friends with her ex-BF. They'd been broken up for a year or two by the time I started liking her, and I wanted to ask the ex-BF, since we were friends, would it be okay if I ask her on a date? He said absolutely and had no problems with me and her possibly dating one another. A day later, I asked her to a drive-in theater movie and she said yes. And after that first movie date, we made the drive-in theater our weekend thing, and we would also go out to eat or to comic conventions and anywhere we spend time together. One day I wanted to make it official, so I asked would she like to be my GF. She said she wanted to remain just friends. Although hurt a little, I was absolutely fine with her decision. We still continued our weekend movie nights and outings, but every once in a while she would show signs that she liked me. She wouldn't let any other talk to me, or if I mentioned a girl I thought was cute, she would say under her breath, "She better stay away from my man." So catching these hints, I stopped talking to other girls and didn't bother to ask any girl out thinking she wanted to go out with me. I asked her to be my GF again, but again she said she just wanted to be friends. A few weeks later, she would quit the job we worked at together and find a new job, but we would still hang out on the weekends. One day I was out running errands and saw her on a date with someone. I didn't approach them, of course. But I have a rule not to go out to movies or any date-like activities with a girl who has a BF or is dating in respect for the BF. So I stopped inviting her on our weekend hangouts without telling her why. She didn't mind because her attention was on the other guy. I wanted to give her and the guy I thought she was dating their space. 3 months passed of us not texting or hanging out, and out of the blue, she texted me asking, could we hang out to catch up and chat? I said yes, of course, and we did. After that we started hanging out again, going to the movie together, and she would come over my place almost every day, and we would watch movies there until 12 or 1 a.m. And once again, she would drop hints that she liked me, but I wasn't going to ask her out a third time just in case I was wrong. If she liked me, she would have to ask me out. And after 4 months she finally did. I said yes almost immediately, which brings us to her telling me after our weekend getaway away that the entire time we were hanging out before we got together she was dating and sleeping with other guys. And around the time I asked her ex-BF if I could date her, they were still sleeping together while we was going on to the drive-in theaters and spending the weekends together. Even during the months of her coming over my place and hanging out until midnight after the 3-month gap of us not talking, she was still sleeping with other guys. She told me she didn't want any other girls talking to me because she liked me the entire time we was hanging out. She just wasn't ready for a relationship. But once she went to her new job, she jumped into a 4-month relationship. Even the night before she asked me to be her BF, she went on a date and slept with a guy, and she was hoping for a second date with him, but he ghosted her. She told me she liked that I was nice to her, but wanted to have sex without any attachment, which is why she slept with other guy while hanging out with me. I'm the beginning of the relationship. She told me she danced with other dudes at the club while out with friends, kisses a guy, and would get in random dudes' cars when she needed a ride. So AITA for wanting to break up with her after finding out she used me and making me her last resort? Update. Thank you everyone for the advice and thoughts. After a long conversation, I've decided to break up with her. After asking what was her thought process in using and stringing me along for so long, she told me she simply wanted to have her cake and eat it. Also, I am no longer friends with her ex-BF. I was asked why would I ask her ex-BF, would it be okay to ask her on date? He and I was close friends in our early 20s. Out of respect for him, I wanted to make sure it wouldn't be awkward to see his friend and ex-GF together. I also asked my ex-GF why did she reach out to me after the 2 months I gave her and the guy she was dating space. She told me she was curious on what I was up to and missed hanging out. She stopped talking to that guy she met at her new job months before she reached out, but a few weeks after she reached out to me, she slept with him again. She said she was in fact using me for the type of attention I was giving her. Most the guys she slept with tricked her into having unprotected sex, or having her by the hotel rooms. There has been times when she sent a nude to another one of my best friends, and wanted to sleep with another friend of mine only because she gave her a compliment and she never been hit on by a woman. And she only asked me out because she was tired of being used and sleeping with random people and knew I wasn't going to use her like they did. But in the end, I couldn't stay with someone who couldn't respect me from the start. Thank you for listening and helping.